Hey boys, girls, welcome back to Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. In the last episode we finished and completed our goals of completely saving and clearing up all the worlds Cursa has tried to conquer over the course of our adventures throughout the galaxy. But with our side quest now officially over, there's only one place left to go, Cursa's stronghold, to finally come face to face with the Galactic Conqueror once and for all. The only thing is, what is truly our plan once we finally break through her lair's defenses and finally step foot on her home turf? Since, let's be honest here, we have no idea what we're in for once we make that final planetary jump of our journey. But, with that being said, we're finally making our way to Cursa's stronghold today. Don't know what we're going to be finding, but honestly, I think we're ready. I definitely think we're ready. We're max level, obviously. So, honestly, I think we'll be fine, as long as we make sure we know what we're doing and kind of prepare beforehand. I did a little bit of item hunting between episodes, just to kind of stock up on items before we do head out. So I ended up buying a couple things. I ended up getting 2 more of these super mushroom chests. I got them from the little spark ability that you can get. The little spark item kind of gift thing for a 25% chance of getting a random gift. It was pretty nice. I'll take a free golden chest that's 100% heal for somebody if they need it. But honestly, I think it's time to finally make our way to Cursa's stronghold and finally see what's really going on over there. Since, let's be honest here, we have no idea. But it only says there's only one main quest there, based on what we could see for just in general. But, honestly, let's make that final planetary jump and see what we're really getting ourselves into, because, I'm gonna be honest, I got no clue. And it looks like... Okay, so the observatory we saw for, obviously, Super Mario Galaxy is obviously in the middle of that thing, so the big circle that we see on the planet was the barrier. I actually thought the circle was the actual planet, and then there was a barrier on the outside from the world map. But apparently, no, it's the observatory itself is the stronghold. That's actually pretty cool. Huh.
Cursa's stronghold. It may appear daunting, but remember, Mama's words. Unity, we must trust in one another. Trust that our bond makes us stronger than all the fear and anger Cursa could ever add to the galaxy.
True, that sounds pretty good. And honestly, we do have the little rubber ducky barrier breaker too, to be honest, so I definitely think we'll be fine getting into there. Well said. Wow, you're really getting good at this emotion business. Yeah, she definitely is.
Everyone, give me pretty, please. Use Mama's shield buster now.
Well, the barrier's destroyed, so that does definitely confirm that is the observatory, because we saw it in the little story when we were looking at the past of Cursa's, memories, when we were first finishing up with Barrendale Mesa, with that little purified, white crystal. So that confirms that for sure, which is pretty cool, honestly, to be able to see the observatory. Although a lot different than I remember. I remember the observatory being obviously the giant Mario planets, and then it had the little, obviously this part on top of it, but, or actually was it on top of it? I'm trying to remember how exactly, but I do remember that being part of the Mario planet in Mario Galaxy. But, honestly pretty cool though. I'll definitely say that one. Although, what's going on in the middle there? Because that does not, actually wait a minute, I do see some of the planet from Mario Galaxy, just a little bit to the left of the little purple core there. That's kind of cool. But, honestly, let's get on into it then.
That's Rosalina's common observatory. What's going on, Jimmy? The observatory's coordinates match those of the epicenter, of the Darkmess energy spreading throughout the galaxy. There's the Comet Observatory's beacon. It is the entrance to the very core of the Darkmess dimension itself.
Okay, then that confirms what's going on there then. Okay, so the purple circle in the middle is obviously what they mean by the beacon, so I was right, that did look different. But okay then, interesting. It wasn't enough to take control of Rosalina, it had to ruin her home, a symbol of hope for all the galaxy. Honestly, only one thing we can really do about that one. Getting much, much closer to the observatory. But it looks like we're definitely going to be dealing with the first little bit here, because obviously we could see a little bit of Darkmess puddles. Okay, interesting. Honestly, I definitely, with the fact that I'm seeing what looks to be like part of Terra Flora as well as Barrendale Mesa here. That's kind of interesting, because we have a windmill, obviously, from Barrendale, and then obviously the rose blossom tree in the back reminds me of Terra Flora. Although I don't see anything else that reminds me of Palette Prime or Pristine Peaks or even Beacon Beach, which is kind of interesting. Why? Well, I guess those two planets are a lot closer, so I guess that makes sense. Although, actually, there does seem to be some kind of sunflower that could be maybe for at least for Palette Prime, maybe. Actually, no, there is a beacon. Actually, there is a couple, references. I see there's a lighthouse on the middle right. It's actually pretty cool. Although, still no Pristine Peaks, though. Unless, maybe the thing that looks like Grinch's, little, mountain on the left that's on the floating rock on the left side of the screen in the middle. But honestly, pretty cool looking, place, even though it's definitely barren and desolate. But it's pretty, cool to, for setting up the scene for everything coming to, in the next few, whatever's gonna happen here, honestly. Because we really don't know. We're definitely going to be in for a fight, though, once we do step foot on the planet. But, let's continue.
What are we waiting for? We're here, Rosalina. We're here.
Yeah, we're definitely here. Oh, and there's a Pristine Peaks thing. 100% right there. I see it. The good old icicle golem-looking statues on Pristine Peaks.
The density of the Darkmess energy around the observatory has created enough air pressure to neutralize our thrusters. Brace yourselves. I will need to make an emergency landing on some debris left behind by the Darkmess barrier.
Okay, makes sense. So let's get the WM arc onto the floor as fast as possible, and I guess prepare for what we're definitely getting ourselves into here. Because honestly, it definitely looks easier said than done dealing with Cursa and everything she's been doing. Well, perhaps our ship can't get any closer to the Comet Observatory, but we can. True there. I did see some... Oh, golden one. Okay, I'm definitely gonna say, based on everything I know about Kingdom Battle, gold usually symbolizes boss fights. So, I'm gonna say that's more than likely when we'll be dealing with the boss of this world. I'm just gonna say that now. Just because of the mecha bug from the little end goal areas in Kingdom Battle. They had little golden symbols on them, and also golden cannons for DK's adventure, as well as for the final area in Kingdom Battle. So I'm guessing that's more than likely gonna be when we finally come, face to face with Cursa. Okay, well, good that they gave us a warning. That's good to know, because that's definitely a good warning sign from everything we've known so far. So, cool. That's interesting, though. Just because they didn't really use the gold plating at all in, the earlier parts, they used it for the end, which is kind of interesting. But, let's continue. See those cannons. We need to get to the larger one, and from there we can get to Rosalina. Okay, that's the plan. That's the plan indeed. But honestly, we got a little bit of Darkmess puddles in between us and that golden cannon, so I'm kind of worried what we're going to be finding in those.
2 Darkmess puddles stand in our way. Being this close to Cursa, they will be exceedingly dangerous.
That would make a lot of sense to me. Also, I saw Salesbot on this planet. It's kind of funny.
Oh, yes. Well, we just shattered Cursa's sense of invulnerability, like a priceless heirloom on moving day.
I guess, yeah. That makes sense in a way, I guess.
So I guess we are pretty dangerous, too.
I guess so. Cursa the Destroyer. Destroy the first puddle. Okay. Oh, hey, the little scarecrows from Palette Prime. So yeah, there is some other little references over in, like, the general vicinity. As well as a little boat from Pristine Peaks with the little penguins. And the one we did for the Spark Hunt on Pristine Peaks. That's pretty cool. Honestly, Salesbot usually has new dialogue per planet, so I'm kind of curious what he's going to say here.
Don't expand too fast, my investor said. Never open a location on floating debris, they said. Fortune favors the brave, I told them. Not that I would ever gouge a customer, mind you.
Yeah, sure.
But if you can find lower prices on top grand products within a cannon shot of Cursa's stronghold, buy them. Speaking of, any direct engagement, Cursa, void the warranties on those puppies. I'll let you browse.
Thanks. Although it doesn't look like any new items. It looks like apparently the golden chest you can only get from the Spark gifts. And then like the one that you can find on the open world. I forgot where we got this. I'm pretty sure we got it in the last world. But interesting though. That's kind of interesting. Just because I would think you would be able to buy the golden chest at, at least by the final planet. But that's kind of interesting though. And apparently emergency shopping spree. Okay, well let's get ready. King of Darkmess, that's an interesting name. But, honestly, let's get on into it. King of Darkmess, here we come. Well, that doesn't look good. And also interesting. A corrupted version of Bowser, even though Bowser's with us. But it does make sense. King of Darkmess definitely, is definitely fitting. But, honestly, I wonder how this is gonna go.
What is happening right now?
Good question, honestly.
Cursa, having descended from the Megabug, encountered in your previous adventures, has inherited its memories, from which it reconstructed this likeness of Bowser.
Okay, that's interesting, but why? Well, I guess Bowser makes a lot of sense because of the previous game, because Bowser was the final boss of Kingdom Battle, to be fair. Technically Rabbid Kong as well, because DK Adventure and Bowser in the Kingdom Battle main story were both final bosses for Kingdom Battle. But, honestly, pretty interesting though, for, to start things off with Bowser, of all things.
That's right. The Megabug assumed control over Bowser, treating him like a mindless puppet. But it was all for nothing. We beat him soundly in front of Bowser Jr., no less. Remember, Bowser?
I don't think that was a good thing to bring up, to be honest, but, yeah, sure. Well, we definitely did beat up Bowser in front of Bowser Jr., but we also saved Bowser in front of Bowser Jr., too, to be fair.
We won't be able to stop Bowser from leading this attack. We'll need 3 for backup.
Ooh, 3 for backup? Oh, okay. I'll take it. 4 characters is definitely something I'll take. Okay, cool. So who do we want to use for our 4th character? Because we can use anybody. Honestly, it would be nice to bring Rabbid Peach back, to be fair. But honestly, I can't pass up the idea of using Mario, too. Just because, Mario and Bowser. But, honestly... Or it could go with, with Princess Peach and Bowser. That would be interesting. Just because of the fact that you never will ever see Bowser and Princess Peach normally on the same side, ever. A couple games, technically, but honestly, that's also pretty interesting. But honestly, I think we'll go with our character we kind of left behind a long time ago. Just because once we did get Bowser, we kind of dropped Rabbid Peach. So I feel like having Rabbid Peach on the main team would be pretty cool. But honestly, I think we're ready. If you guys are wondering what sparks I'm using on Rabbid Peach, I'm using this Pulsar in the Squashette Master. It's to increase the healing received. Technically I did use her for the boss fights in the previous episode, but I didn't actually go over why I had these. But honestly, being able to revive would be nice, and then obviously the 30% extra healing is also pretty good. I threw on sparks on every character that I felt like they would be good on them, just in case, because I literally had nowhere else to put the sparks, so I was like, you know what, I'll just make builds, and just kind of see what I could do, and then I tried them out in, like, little fights in between, just to kind of see what they would do. But honestly, still really like this team, to be fair. But, I think we're ready, honestly. So Bowser and our good old band of misfits. Honestly, I think it's time to get on in here. And honestly, let's kind of move everybody up first, before we kind of figure out what we want to do here. Looks like we're just targeting Bowser. But we do want to look at Bowser, because obviously he's going to have some dialogue here. So let's see here. Darkmess Bowser aims to control parts of the battlefield using area attacks and by spawning Darkmess Rabbid Mecha Koopas. 2,000 damage if we get hit by that Bowzooka. I wish Bowser's one did that much damage. Jeez. Darkmess Rabbid Mecha Koopas, 3 of them. Summons 3 Darkmess Rabbid Mecha Koopas to chase the closest foe and explode on contact. If a foe moves in close, boom. Okay, other than that, 705 damage dash, that's good to know. And 10% chance to crit while dashing. Interesting. Okay, well, good to know for sure. But honestly, now we need to figure out how we want to deal with these enemies. Well, actually, wait a minute. Because of the fact that Bowser's Bowzooka does do area of effect, I just want to make sure, yeah, dealing damage around a target, so we need to be very careful, so we need to stay out of his range of motion there as much as possible till we want to actually start dealing with them. Okay, that's good to know, because I wanted to make sure there. So, as long as we don't move up too close, we'll be fine. Also, that brick over there is freaking out. But honestly, I think we're pretty good here. So, let's see here. We can move up with Edge. But is that really what we want to do here? Because Edge could go over here, although there's not many targets to dash into over on that side. And actually, all the enemies are really far in at the current moment. So I guess our first movement doesn't really matter. It's more about getting rid of the targets here that we currently can get rid of. And honestly, Bowser can get rid of some of these on his own, to be fair. Just because I'm pretty sure our jump here would do pretty much the most of what we need. But I think first things first is we're definitely gonna team jump and then try and get as much as we can here. Because doing as much damage with our ground pound here might be a good idea, honestly. Because then we get that good damage in, which is really good. And I don't think we need to waste any turbo charges. I just need to make sure that we're not in range of being blasted in the face by the Darkmess Bowzooka here. But as long as we're like about where we are now, we'll be fine to move next turn. And that's kind of the plan here, just to kind of figure out where we want to go, how we want to move, and kind of how we want to set up, honestly. Because that's pretty much all this is about at the current moment. Then just obviously being as safe as possible, trying to get everybody where they want to be. But I'm going to say probably we could probably move Rabbid Peach on the top right, and then Rabbid Rosalina on the top left, I think. It's kind of what I'm getting here. But obviously I'm going to... Actually, or you can move Edge in a little bit further. I kind of feel better about that, honestly. Only thing is I think where I want to move is somewhere like around here. Maybe. Do I really want to go around in that section? It's really iffy. It's more about these Goombas, I think, honestly. Based on my positioning here. I kind of need to make sure about where he can blast from. It looks like I can safely move behind that cover piece there if I wanted to. Only thing is I can't get that close. So I guess it doesn't really matter in that case. But I think right there is pretty good. And then I think we can... Do I want to set up the Rabbid Mecha Koopas? I guess I could, if I want to. You know what, we'll do it. We'll set it up now and just see what Bowser does with those, because I feel like they're probably going to get blasted down by Bowser. Also accidentally skipped that, to be honest. Because once you press B, I have a button that literally, like, oh, actually, they're splitting up. That's actually perfect. Okay, I was thinking that they were all going to walk the same direction, but they're actually splitting up. Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen them do that before. But I'll take it. I'll definitely take that. That's actually really nice. Thanks, game. I'll definitely take that because I was not expecting that at all. But honestly, from here, I'm definitely going to say Rabbid, Rosalina back there. And I think we can maybe move Peach up to kind of like where Edge is on the opposite side. And then we kind of go from there. And then honestly, I think we can summon in our buddies as well. So, Scoper, you could spawn in now, buddy. Because I know you're going to be able to do stuff. Ooh, we got a refresh there. Surprised about that one. Oh, got a free hit on one of those Goombas too. That's pretty nice. But honestly, from here, now we just need to figure out where our Squashette wants to go. Because this is going to be like keeping Bowser on his toes for the Darkmess version. So, having extra things on field, they won't, like, you know, not everything's going to get attacked. Also, that was a good knockout on all those Goombas there, too. Wow, that actually turned out a lot better than I was expecting that to go. But honestly, I think we're good with that turn, I think. So I think we can pass our turn, and let's see what Bowser does with that, honestly. Just because that was a pretty good turn. We had a lot of, like, just damage to the field already. Now we got some Magic Koopas. They're going to empower Bowser, so we need to be very careful, because we don't know how much damage he does. We'll definitely figure it out here in a second. If he blasts at anything on the field without the Magic Koopas going for them, I hope they don't. But it looks like we're not going to get an idea of what Bowser's capable of yet, unless he maybe goes for somebody, but 3,851 to our Scoper. Okay, so almost 4,000 damage, but that's only if he crits. I'm curious about the Rabbid Mecha Koopas, though, because it didn't really say their damage, did it? So let's figure out what we're dealing with there. So let's see here. Darkmess Rabbid Mecha Koopas moves towards the nearest opponent and explodes. Will detonate if an opponent gets too close during their turn. So 240 to 325 damage. That's not too bad. Okay, we can work with that. Apparently you can't dash those. Did not know that. That's interesting. But, I think figuring out where Edge wants to move first is a good idea. Thankfully nothing's, like, area, like, prepared for us, like, villain sight, so we're perfectly fine for where we want to go first. Let's make sure everybody's in the right position, though. And also, I took a little bit of damage there, surprisingly. Don't know from where, though. Just to be completely fair and honest there, but apparently I did, and I don't know where I took that damage in. But, could be worse, honestly. Definitely could be worse. I see maybe a freebie on all these Goombas over here, if I can get the dash in, but it looks like, because of my positioning, it's kind of iffy. Okay, then, we could go through this pipe here. I see some options here. And I think I kind of like this option. So going through this pipe here is pretty good. We can jump down over here on top of this Magic Koopa here. We could probably go Vamp Dash. And then maybe use the extra movement to go a little bit further in. Ooh, Spark Refresh. I'll take the Vamp Dash back for another turn. That's really nice. It's actually really, really nice, actually. But that gets a couple more Goombas off the field. And we might, well, I can't get to the pipe there. Not yet, at least. Which is not really a problem, honestly. We could, technically, we can move back a little bit if we needed to. But I don't think that's really going to be necessary. Honestly, kind of iffy on where to go there. I'm going to say I might spawn in this Scoper just to get rid of these real quick. Because he might walk into the positioning there. Or we blast him. If he does, it might help us here. Yep, there we go, perfect. That ends up working out perfectly, actually. Okay, so, not bad at all. If we were to go closer in, I would kind of feel better about getting rid of these Goombas here, to be frank. Only thing is are we safe in this position? Because I feel like Bowser, or at least Darkmess Bowser, would definitely be able to hit me there if I'm not careful. But I think we can maybe, just maybe, probably make our way further in here. and then figure out from there. Because as long as we're, like, split up, then he's not hitting a bunch of enemies at the same time. And then we can kind of figure out from there what we need to do with that. But I think definitely what we should do... Ooh, we can actually put Magikoopa to sleep. I kind of like that idea. So Envy for... Well, technically for the Goomba as well, but the thing is that kind of helps us with the Magikoopa that's directly behind Peach. Or Rabbid Peach, I should be saying. So I feel better about that situation than just not dealing with him right away. No enemies really back here, though. I'm kind of surprised about that one. Just because it's definitely a big area for there not to be that many enemies. I can drop one of these Goombas now. Would like to get a lot more of them, but don't have the option to at the current moment. But I think we could probably... Trying to think of how I really want to move here. Because Bowser's kind of needing to figure out where he wants to go as well. I think maybe if I send Bowser over here where Edge is, I kind of have... Actually, no, Rosalina can go this way, actually, without Bowser. So I guess we need to help Bowser move first, because Rosalina is more needing to help Bowser move than Bowser needs to help Rosalina. So we'll figure out that in a second. I think my idea here is along the lines of dropping on top of this Goomba and then dropping him off the battlefield. Probably can't ground pound. Ow, took a little bit of damage there. But that is the area effect of the little bombs there, so you do need to be careful. But now we're directly behind everything, which I feel a lot better about, honestly, for Bowser at the current moment. Because there's nothing really stopping us from being over here right now. But definitely blasting Mr. Magikoopa seems like a good idea right now. And honestly, from here, now we just need to figure out where Rosalina wants to go and what Edge can do with the rest of her turn. Oh, wait a minute, I can't go in the pipe? Hello? That's odd. Why can I not go in the pipe? That's strange. That's really strange, actually. Huh. You sure, game? I should be able to get in there, but it looks like I can maybe... Yeah, I can team jump off of Edge there, so I guess it's not too bad. It does look weird, though, why I couldn't do that, to be fair. But I'm going to definitely try and make good use of this movement here. Thankfully, we can make it over here. Good. I just want to make sure that we have, like, 2 characters going left and 2 characters going right, because then we have a better kind of scope on the situation here. And then, honestly, we can maybe send Edge in closer if I do this right. Although there is gates on the floor, so we need to fly around those if we do that. But we can get pretty decently close to Bowser, which I kind of like the idea of. So, definitely I'm going to try and knock out the Magikoopa first before we deal with Bowser, because I feel like getting rid of their empowering abilities might do us better than, you know, going straight for Bowser right now. But definitely get you off the field, because Magikoopas are much more, I think, dangerous in this situation. And honestly, from there, I think we just end turn and see what happens. Because I feel pretty good about that, honestly. I could technically go about maybe throwing one of these POW blocks at this guy and just getting him off the field. Which probably would be a good idea. I feel, yeah, that's probably smart. Just so the Magikoopa's gone, and then we don't have to worry about him later. But not bad, that's a pretty good turn, honestly. But now we just have 2 more Magikoopas to deal with up there. Still get hit with that, so we need to be careful, since that's always going to blast us. I just hope that... Well, Bowser's actually moving quite far, actually. It's going towards other Bowser, which actually isn't a bad thing for us, because Bowser is really, really tanky. So him going for regular Bowser does not affect me too much, honestly. I'm gonna be honest there, that actually is a better situation in the long run, just because of the fact that, well, let's be honest here, Bowser's gonna be pretty good at face tanking if he needs to. But let's set up for Genesis, though, just in case for him. Because you never honestly know. Ooh, Spark Refresh, that's good. But, yeah, definitely, I think that would be a good idea. But I think we're definitely going to try and enter here. Looks like I might be able to... We might be able to get to Bowser, actually. Maybe, I'm not too sure. We can get pretty close, though. That's not bad at all. So we have Rabbid Peach on top of Darkmess Bowser. Now we just need to figure out where to go from here. We could technically try and take the pipe like Darkmess Bowser just did. I guess that's also an option. I don't mind that option, honestly. It's pretty smart, honestly, just to be completely fair. But I want to make sure that we do the jump correctly, because if we don't do it correctly, then we won't be able to, you know, make our way over there. So let's make sure we do this correctly, because if we don't do it correctly, well, we don't get the movement we want. But being on top of Bowser definitely is a good thing. Let's get Rosalina over here if we can, because I feel like she should probably be able to make it as well, if we do this right. Let's see. I go over there. Could have went down there technically as well. Although I think I might be able to... Yeah, I might be able to use the jump panel here and just get enough movement if I do this right. I think we did. Nope, we're just off, which is kind of unfortunate, but I do have an idea. We can always use that. And then we can go from there. Because all we need to really do here... Well, actually, now I think of it, that was... Yeah, I guess that was not really what I was expecting to do there. I guess I could have jumped over here first and then did that. It's fine. I wanted to see if I could get her over there, but I didn't think about that pipe there for a second. And I guess it's kind of my fault, but we'll get her over here in a couple seconds anyways. And I also got my Vamp Dash back. That's nice. It's really good. But I think, yeah, I think we just try and figure out what we want to do with Bowser here. Because we can dash him. I don't know if we can do any status effects to him, but we can lifesteal off of him, which is a good thing. But now we just need to figure out how we want to deal with Darkmess Bowser, and we did quite a lot of damage already, just via dashing and things. So we're definitely on good track to do as much as we want to Bowser here, if we do this right. But I'm definitely going to say getting decent range here, and getting as many dashes as possible is a good start. Okay, not bad at all. We can go for... Triple Troll will definitely come in handy here. Do we have any extra points? We do have enough for something else if we want to. Although I'm not sure if I want to go for a heal this turn or not. Just because it's really only Rabbid Peach that's kind of weakened at the moment. We could go for a big blast there. Or I can send in the Rabbid Mecha Koopas if I want to. Which either would work. But I think it's definitely kind of iffy. But that doesn't look too bad. I just don't want to break too much terrain if I can help it, because let's be honest here, terrain is definitely still going to be a factor here if we can use it to our benefit. But I think just making sure everybody's not like in an open area and then obviously doing damage at the same time is definitely going to be how we deal with Darkmess Bowser here and make sure we do all the damage required in honestly the quickest amount of time possible, honestly. But I think Rabbid Rosalina over there for the time being. I feel like, okay, it's just out of range of that. I was going to say I'm probably going to get empowered on. But, actually he did damage to himself there. Okay, well, so that's what you get, Bowser. Ow. Well, we took a decent amount of damage there, but could have been worse. And also, regular portals are spawning instead of the purple ones. I was expecting maybe a purple portal, but I'll take one we can easily destroy. That makes things 10 times easier for me. Can I put him to sleep? I'm still wondering about that. Just because, I don't know if that's an effect we can put on him or not, to be fair. And I'm very curious if we can, to be honest, so let's see. I can put him to sleep, it looks like. Okay, cool. That's definitely good. But I'm going to set a Vamp Dash first, obviously. No reason not to. But it makes us do a lot more damage, so we definitely want to take effect of that, because let's be honest here, our Ethereal plus our Vamp Dash increases our damage with our dashes by a lot. And, well, let's be honest here, Edge really likes dashing, so we definitely want to take full effect of what we can. I'm going to probably go for a heal first before we do end off this map here, because emergency heal from Rabbid Peach is definitely going to do quite a lot on its own. And then honestly from here, what I can do is I can jump down and then fully heal Bowser too on top of that. And there we go, full heal for everybody. And now we just go in for the knockout on Bowser and see what we can do from there. Actually, that's not even a knockout, actually. We can technically still make it one, though. vamp attack for that. And then obviously go in for the final blast. And still surviving that. I'm surprised about that one. You're definitely going to go down in a second, buddy. I'm going to be honest there. There's no way you're surviving the next hit here. So, Bowzooka from good old Bowser to take out Darkmess Bowser. Sorry, buddy. But, yeah, now you're just an ink spot on the pavement of that ground there, to be honest. But not bad. Pretty interesting fight there, honestly. And a decent amount of coins back. That's actually really nice. That's almost a heal amount of coins, which is pretty nice. But down goes our very first Darkmess puddle. Still one left. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen in the next one with the fact that we just fought like basically a mini-boss. Oh wait, no, that's Genie. Almost did BeepO's voice again for Genie for a second.
The first cannon is free. Our means to the second Darkmess puddle.
Which, that's a good thing. Okay, cool. Good thing we have another, cannon open, so that'll definitely be good for us.
If we can eliminate it as well, we'll have a clear path to the larger cannon in the Comet Observatory.
Okay, so one more puddle in between us and, obviously, the final cannon of our adventure, because I'm pretty sure based on, like I said, with Kingdom Battle and DK's adventure, with gold usually symbolizing boss fights, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty right on that. Although, Deep Dark Secrets. Okay, that's an interesting name as well. Well, let's get on in there. Deep Dark Secret, I think we're ready for you. Okay, it looks like we got ourselves another boss on our hands, or mini-boss, obviously, but that's interesting. So, Edge Darkmess version, that's interesting. So, Bowser and Edge, that's very specific. Huh, okay then. Well, I guess it makes sense based on kind of the observations we made throughout the game about Edge being connected somewhat to Cursa, because I was thinking that based on the fact of the Spark Hunters having connections to Edge that we never found out about, because they seemed very close to Edge at some points. And, well, we know that Cursa made the Spark Hunters, so that means that Edge would have had to meet Cursa at some points. So, maybe this might tie in better with my theory of, like, Edge might maybe more than likely being the Spark Hunter at some points, and obviously kind of turning on Cursa at some points. But interesting, though. Very, very interesting. Well, let's see what's going on here.
Genie, what's going on here?
Yeah, good question, Genie. Do you know?
Unknown. For Cursa to create a clone such as this, it would need to inherit a DNA blueprints from the Megabug, or have created one itself.
Cursa's got no idea what I made of. But I'm gonna show it.
Okay, well, we'll see what you got, Edge.
Nothing's going to stop Edge from leading the charge. We'll need 3 to watch her back, and perhaps ours as well.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like, basically, we get to keep our team. That's pretty cool, so we get to do 4-on-4. That's interesting. Normally, we're so used to having only 3 characters. I like it when we get to use 4 characters, because then, it feels much more, complete here. Okay, sorry for the random cut, but as I was saying, because a random car just randomly decided to drive as fast as possible down my neighborhood for some reason, which is unfortunate. But I didn't want you guys to have to, hear that, so I just cut through that and just, now we're here. But as I was about to say, I just noticed that there's statues of all the Spark Hunters here as well, so that even furthers my theory, just based on that as well. But there's only 3 of them, though. That's the only thing. I don't seem to see any other ones. Maybe they're... Actually, you know what? I could check behind me. I can't really check right now, but it looks like there might be something connected based on the golden plating on that left side. You see, right between heal your team and manage your team, there's like a gold plate that looks like it's connected to the ground just like behind us, which is interesting. But, honestly, I feel pretty good with my team already, but let's see. Anything behind us? There is something. But, that is not Edge. At all. Because, that's the, the DLC character for Wave 2 of the DLC. Because I'm pretty sure based on the little spike chain ball thing, that, yeah, that's definitely the character for the Wave 2 thing. Now that raises a lot more questions now. Just based on that. Also, I noticed there's a Sonic symbol on the little chain ball too. That's kind of interesting as well. But, okay, maybe my theory on Edge being connected is wrong. But the thing is the Wave 2 boss reminds me of Edge as well, to be fair. So, okay then. Interesting. Also, I'm kind of curious when that's going to finally drop. But, honestly, from here, we can either go left or we can go right. Honestly, it's more based on what Edge can do, to be fair. So let's see, what are we dealing with? Highly skilled, close quarters combatants with the ability to chain multiple targets together. Its technique allows it to provide protection for itself and its allies. Darkmess Blade, when thrown at an enemy, ignores partial cover while hitting multiple targets along the way. So basically like ours. And then obviously Darkmess Stormblade, for target within range and line of sight moves, all targets within range are attacked. And then other than that, 3 dashes, 720 damage. So basically gonna be dashing us like normal Edge would do so. But, honestly, it probably would be better to go left side, because I feel like Edge is gonna want to go closer to us, to be fair. But I feel like if she doesn't, it'd be better to kind of split the team up just a little bit. But I think Bowser and Edge should be pretty good together, for the most part. And then we can send Rabbid, Rosalina, and Peach together on the right side of the map. And then kind of figure out from there where we want to go and things. Because I feel pretty safe with the idea of, like, preparation here. Because you honestly never know what the game's going to throw at you until it happens. We do have scopers. But for the most part, I don't think the scopers are going to be highly in range. If they go through the pipe, they'll definitely hit Peach for sure. Which I think we should probably take some precaution of, for sure. So I'm going to say what we should do is maybe along the line of maybe putting Edge and Bowser, and then obviously Peach and Rabbid Rosalina on opposite sides of these 100% blocking blocks, just to be safe, because you never honestly know. Then honestly, to see if we can maybe kind of trick Edge into moving into a position. Obviously, spawning in our guys are definitely going to be a way of doing so. Also, Gust, ooh, hello, 650 damage for free, I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Although I don't think that gives us any freebies, but that's pretty nice though. And I might have actually pushed Edge out of position of going into both. No, they still can make it into both of those, but I feel like they're probably more than likely going to go for the same target, though, to be fair. But that Squashette definitely made an impact already. I can definitely tell you that. And then maybe get rid of the Scoper with ours. No, pretty close, but it was definitely worth a shot. And then honestly, from here, I don't think we're in range of anything. We can spawn in our Mecha Rabbid Mecha Koopas, though, to be fair, so I guess we can set those up and then see what they want to do in the next couple turns. Because they'll figure it out. They'll definitely figure it out. They have a mind of their own, though, so I can't, like, force them anywhere, but they are splitting up again. That's interesting. I wonder why they're doing that now and not before, because I swear they kind of, like, always went in a line before, but that's interesting. Okay, well, that's not too bad, honestly. That's a pretty good turn. And honestly, that kind of sets us up a little bit. Also, I think Rabbid Peach might be able to... Yep, Rabbid Peach can actually go for a hit. So I think that's definitely a start. There we go. A little bit of damage to Darkmess Edge. Let's pass the turn. Let's see what the enemies do here. Because we have Magicians and we also have Oozers. A little bit of shock damage definitely does hurt, but for the most part, I don't mind it. Also, it looks like the Scopers are targeting primarily our allies. I was thinking that was going to be the case, because that would make a lot of sense with them being kind of out of position. But it gives us a lot of thinking room. And they are making their way closer to us. I like the idea. Also, nice try. You can't hit me like that. Looks like I need to Ethereal, though, before moving. But purple portals this time. So like I thought with the... Oh, actually, wait a minute. Our little sentry... well, technically what would be sentries actually ended up being the... well, what ended up being pretty good there. That's actually pretty funny. But it looks like we have a free path to Darkmess Edge right now. So I think we know what we're going to do here. Since, honestly, all of our healers are quite far away right now. I think it's definitely within our, like, range of, like, ideas to definitely start preparing now. Because I have a couple ideas that we can implement right now, if we do this right. Because we know we can put them asleep. So that's definitely a start. We still have Envy too, so we can definitely do some pretty interesting stuff as long as we set out for it. And we might be able to get Edge right now, actually, to be fair. So, Bowser, start on up, buddy, and get some turbocharge into everybody. Because, let's be honest here, we're definitely going to be taking full effect of it in the near couple seconds here. But drop right on top, make sure we get the Vamp Dash in for those big hits. Because, let's be honest here, after every single hit, we get 20% extra damage per dash. So it's definitely worth the extra damage we could do. And honestly, I might go for a dash cookie on top of that. Just because, honestly, I don't see that as a bad thing. It does more damage than our normal weapon, so doing a decent amount of damage is never a bad thing. But honestly, so far so good. We can maybe, along the lines of putting Edge back to sleep, which would be a good idea, before we go for any other attacks here. Because I feel like probably sleep, and then obviously comboing into the Gaboomer would be pretty good. But there we go. Good chunk of damage already down on Edge, and only about 3,000 HP left, which is pretty good, honestly. But definitely got to make sure we do all our dashes, so let's make sure we're in range of doing those, because we have 2 extra dashes on regular Rabbid Peach here to make sure we go with. And then obviously we have the ground pound for Bowser that we still need to do, as well as his dash as well. So we have a lot of movement we still got to do, but I think we can actually maybe, yep, we can get Darkmess Edge down right now. And just like that, just had to, you know, lure her out, and just like so, completely decimate her. And thankfully she picked the right place, honestly. So, thanks Rabbid Edge, or Darkmess Edge, we'll definitely take a freebie if we can get it. But wow, Edge went down a lot faster than, oh, Broken Statue. So we are getting okay, we got a lore book about the character that's not in the game yet. That's interesting. But cool, I'll take it. But the Broken Statue, we'll definitely read that memory, because we know there's 3 of them based on us looking at the memory list before. But the Broken Statue, though. Okay, then. Edge.
Oh, it's true. The Cursa brought me into this world.
Yeah, I thought so. I kinda had that idea for a while now, and I brought it up a couple times too, so... yeah, I had that feeling. It would make a lot of sense. It's either the Megabug made you, Cursa made you, or Spawny made you. So there was only 3 options, to be fair.
You were a Spark Hunter, weren't you? Oh, not just a Spark Hunter. I was your leader.
Oh, their leader? Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. I was thinking, like, one of their members, but I did not expect leader to come out of your mouth there. That's interesting.
Oh, Cursa gave me an edge with just enough free will to lead to think. Oh, that edge let me see Cursa for what it is. A black hole of greed leading to a bottomless pit of misery.
Yeah, pretty fair.
Oh, Bedrock, Midnight, and Daphne. I tried to turn them to light. Instead, they turned on me.
Yeah, that's... yeah, they did... You tried to try to get them on the good side, and then they basically said no. So, we saw that firsthand. So, yeah, a little unfortunate there. Kind of would be nice if they did join us, though, because those would be kind of interesting characters to play as, too, to be fair. Because you never know. Maybe in a future game, maybe they'll be playable. You never know, honestly. It would be cool. I would like to definitely try out playing Midnight, because Midnight being able to, like, teleport would be a pretty cool ability, not gonna lie. And honestly, kind of be like a different variation of, like, Luigi, because Luigi, he can walk pretty far and jump pretty far, but being able to teleport like the hide-behinds in the previous game would be pretty cool.
So I hit the road, tried to save what sparks I could before they got their hands on them. That's the truth of it. I didn't say anything because I figured you didn't have a reason to believe me.
Honestly, I believed you since the start, to be fair. So, honestly, you had one person believing in you. Probably Mario, too, and Luigi. Just based on their personalities, they're pretty trusting. But I'm not really sure about the rest of the Rabbids or Peach, to be fair. But we know BeepO and Genie were kind of, like, iffy, too, at the beginning. But Mario and Luigi definitely, more than likely, you know, trusted Edge from the start, just based on, you know, Mario's, like, you know, the hero. He doesn't really... He gives people chances all the time. Look at Bowser joining Mario's side multiple times, to be fair. Also, where is Bowser? I just thought of that.
No, we don't. We have 100 reasons.
Like every time you help us rescue a spark.
True.
Every time you, like, totally kicked you, know it with us, on the battlefield.
Every time you nearly fainted at the sight of my enormous biceps.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I found it principally at your side.
That's a no. We already know that from the one mission we did with... What was it? I forgot the mission. Actually, I'm trying to remind myself. It was Burly, right? It was, the Brawn in the Burly or something like that. Yeah, nice try there, Edge. Or Rabbid Mario. That's, not gonna happen there.
Every time you showed, you still cared about the Spark Hunters.
You're part of our family now, and that means you don't need to keep secrets from us.
True.
Thank you all for that. All of you. Now let's get to Cursa.
Yeah, definitely Cursa's next on our plate. Broken statue, I definitely want to look at that. Because that's definitely a hint for later. When we do, you know, once the DLCs are all out, I would like to definitely come back and play through all those like we did with DK's Adventure. Although it's probably going to be quite a while because it said late 2023. And it's going to be a while, more than likely. But, honestly, we'll definitely, you know, jump right back in when I get the chance. So, definitely I'm going to wait for all the DLC to drop. And then we'll come back and we'll do Wave 1, Wave 2, and Wave 3 back to back and see what's going on with that stuff, because I'm very curious. But the broken statue, during the battle with Edge's Darkmess doppelganger, I noticed 4 statues, one given to each of the 3 Spark Hunters met so far, Midnight, Bedrock, and Daphne, and one that had been destroyed to the point where it was unrecognizable, but 100% the other character, though. That's for one of the DLCs. And it said new planet, so I'm pretty sure they're stuck on another planet. It's basically my idea, maybe? Although they do seem evil like the other Spark Hunters, just based on their, you know, kind of facial features. Although they remind me of Edge, though, in a very, like, twinsy way, in a way. But they're different colors, though. But with that being said, in the next episode, we are more than likely facing directly off with Cursa once we go through this final pipe here. So, or why did I say pipe cannon? But with that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. In the next one, we will, like I said, be more than likely facing off with the final boss of our adventure. And more than likely finishing off Sparks of Hope for the time being until the DLC finally officially comes out. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep being spooky, and peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.